Yes, we did it. Stock market is winning. DOGE is losing. Elon Musk is losing. Tesla stock dropped 71% in the earnings report. It's such a win for us today because Elon Musk is finally feeling the pain that he deserves with his negative earnings report. Also, we are doing great with our protests. Look at this guy. He got arrested today for protesting against Elon Musk. That's how it should be. It's going to be a great day to see Elon Musk crying on Fox News again. DOGE is horrible. Donald Trump is horrible.
As Boeing passenger planes faced rejection in the Chinese market, layoff notices snowballed at its Seattle factory, a collapse triggered by Trump's 125% tariffs that plunged the U.S. aviation industry into crisis. China's suspension of Boeing deliveries became the first domino to fall. Boeing's stock plunged 14% in a single day, erasing over $100 billion in market value, forcing 17,000 employees off production lines and accelerating the undercurrent of global supply chain relocations. Boeing's balance sheet blared alarms, a debt-to-asset ratio of 102.5%. The freeze in China severed its lifeline. Of the 55 undelivered aircraft stranded in China, over half belonged to Chinese carriers, locking up $1 billion in liquidity alone. More devastatingly, China's shift to Airbus for 320 new orders cratered Boeing's market share from 53% in 2018 to 7%, stripping it of growth in the world's largest aviation market. Harvard University stated that it has filed a federal lawsuit against the Trump administration, alleging that beyond the initial announcement to freeze $2.2 billion in funding, the government is considering withholding an additional $1 billion in grants, launching multiple investigations into the university's operations, threatening the education of international students, and announcing considerations to revoke Harvard's tax-exempt status. The university's president said the funding freeze is illegal and exceeds the government's authority. On the 14th, Harvard rejected the Trump administration's demands. That same evening, the administration announced it would freeze $2.2 billion in multi-year grants and $60 million in multi-year contract funds for the university. On the 16th, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem demanded that Harvard share information on foreign student visa holders, as required by the Trump administration, or risk losing its eligibility to host international students and exchange scholars. This lawsuit marks a significant escalation in the ongoing battle between higher education and Trump.
Should China worry about U.S. tariffs?
We never worry about it.
Why not?
Yeah. We only focus on ourselves, how we can do much better. We don't worry about others.
So you don't worry about President Trump's next moves?
Of course. Nobody worry about it.
Hey Elon, you have enough money to last 100 lifetimes, so stop fucking around and manipulating the markets for your own benefit. Others get hurt from this. I don't think you're even considering that, so it's time to stop. Be responsible with your platform.
Oh my God, we did it. And today is the earnings report from Tesla. I cannot imagine that that is going to make him any happier. We still have work to do, because I need to see this man cry on Fox News again.
Tariffs lead to California, $3 billion in port losses, and 20,000 layoffs in clean energy companies. Governor Newsom sued Trump's tariff policies, citing severe damage to California's economy, especially its close trade ties with China, Mexico, and Canada. In response, Trump signed an executive order attacking California's cap-and-trade program and low-carbon fuel standard. Newsom mocked Trump's policies with a photo of citizens wearing gas masks, highlighting the air pollution consequences. At the same time, Trump's baby bonus plan backfired. After touting $5,000 payments to new mothers, the proposal stalled in internal White House discussions, with Trump suddenly claiming funding wasn't secured. Raising a child costs at least $20,000 a year. $5,000 doesn't even cover diapers. Yet his team called this saving America's birth rate. The irony? While pushing annual birth quotas, Trump also slashed abortion rights protections. The so-called canceled baby bonus is just another cut to welfare for the poor, while tax breaks for the wealthy remain untouched.
Fuck off. Probably gonna make some people mad, but I don't feel like 90% of us make enough money to even worry about the economy crashing. Everybody is like, the stock market's gonna crash, share prices are going down, and I'm like, I never got a share in the first place. The housing market is plummeting. Maybe I'll finally be able to afford one. I want to be in a tariff tax bracket to where I can actually care. The rate we're going, no one's ever going to be able to afford a new car. I've not been able to do that anyway.
Trump has just told the World Economic Forum that if they want to sell products in the United States, they must be made in the United States, or you're going to have to pay a tariff. And everyone's going, oh, he's so patriotic. He's the best president we've ever had. Without real, they're all losing their shit over it and want to have their babies, but they don't realize the truth behind what this actually means. It just means that the cost of living in the States is going to go up. Again, why? Look at it from a manufacturer's point of view. Why would you manufacture something in the United States that you already have infrastructure elsewhere to manufacture? You're going to have to move your infrastructure. You're going to have to pay the American workforce to work for you. They're not cheap. So the price of the product is going to go up anyway if they manufacture in the States. So why not just keep manufacturing where they're manufacturing right now and pay the tariff? They don't mind paying the tariff. Why? Because the price of the tariff goes on the price of the product that they're selling. The American people are going to pay the tariff. But guess who gets to keep the tariff? The parasite class. The American government and the parasite class. They're making money while they're making the common people poorer. This is the age-old story. And when are you going to wake up and see it? That none of these elected leaders, I don't care who it is, whether they're red, whether they're blue, whether they're yellow, whether they're green, what political party they're a part of, they're all part of the same club, the parasitic class, and they will never, ever do anything for you. They only ever do things for themselves. It's time to wake up. Take back your power, take back your sovereignty, and create.
Oh no, Elon must be dumb as fuck. Don't get on here begging Trump to take them tariffs back now. You paid for that. Trump said no motherfucking refunds. You didn't understand that the leopard eat your face too, huh ho? Now you on this motherfucker begging Trump to take them motherfucking tariffs back because you didn't realize that shit was gonna fucking burn you another asshole. You ain't nothing but an imported green card granted MAGA immigrant ass bitch that came over here thinking that money run everything when actually it fucking don't. Obviously it runs some, you over here in the motherfucking office. But bitch, you can only lead with money for so long. Honestly, Elon must be dumb as fuck. It really ain't nothing else for you to do other than leave the motherfucking country. We hate you here. We don't give a fuck if you go on them streets and protest with the rest of them motherfucking MAGA ass motherfucking maggots. We still don't fuck with you. And half of y'all motherfuckers that's in them motherfucking streets protesting, thank you so much. We still don't fuck with you. We still don't give a fuck. This is really just showing us that a lot of y'all in these streets that's protesting, y'all motherfuckers voted for Trump in the first motherfucking place. Because there's too many people in these goddamn streets protesting against Trump for Trump to been the one that motherfucking election. Y'all fucked around and found out while we did what the fuck we was supposed to been did and signed out. Y'all ancestors made our ancestors do the hard work. Now it's our turn. Get in them fucking streets.
People keep warning us that Trump uses chaos to cover up his real agenda, but they never say what they think his real agenda is, which starts to feel a little bit like conspiracy territory, which turns off a lot of the more discerning members of the left. So imagine my surprise when I'm looking up his approval rating now that it's been a couple of weeks since he started naming nominees and signing executive orders, and I see a list of those executive orders pop up in a Reuters poll. And at the very top of the list of unpopular executive orders is something I've never even heard of. Ending requirements that government employees report gifts or investments. 77% of voters disapprove of this action. And yet I'm guessing you haven't heard of it because it was clumped together in a jargony sounding order called Initial Rescissions of Harmful Executive Orders and Actions. So I looked that up. It repealed dozens of Biden's executive orders, including 13989, which regulates gifts and investment reporting, lobbying, and my personal favorite, golden parachutes that are designed exclusively for lobbyists to accept government positions. Wait, Donald, didn't you just tell Theo Vaughn?
Well, one way you can stop it is to say if you're going to go into government, you can never be a lobbyist. If you're an elected official or if you work in government, you can never be a lobbyist.
And wait, didn't I just read that you nominated 5 former lobbyists to your cabinet? So let's bring this together. You lied about hiring lobbyists. You rescind reporting requirements for investments and gifts from lobbyists. You rescind the ban on golden parachutes for lobbyists who join government. And then you fire 17 inspectors general, including 2 who who are responsible for spotting fraud in the departments you just nominated lobbyists to run, the Department of Transportation and the Department of Veterans Affairs. Now, I know we all agree that Trump wants to be an authoritarian leader, but I'm not sure that's his top priority. If you look at his track record and you look at this evidence that I just provided, I think what Trump really wants to do is the same thing he's always done: grift.
Tesla wants to stop the tariffs. So Tesla just sent a letter to the U.S. Trade Representative warning that Trump's tariffs will backfire on the U.S., including, well, Tesla. At least someone at Tesla has common sense, and it's not Musk. Elon Musk has been one of Trump's biggest cheerleaders, even shaking hands in front of a Cybertruck at the White House like it's some type of product launch. But now Tesla's like, hey, these tariffs, they might just screw us over because, surprise, surprise, outsourcing everything is basically impossible. That's why mercantilism, which is producing everything yourself, was replaced by free trade in the mid-18th century. On top of that, other countries are hitting back with their own tariffs. Tesla's exports will get smacked. Meanwhile, other car makers like Toyota, VW, and BMW are basically screaming, stop the tariffs. Because shifting supply chains overnight is like building a Cybertruck out of Play-Doh, and about as solid as Tesla is right now, not a stock you want to hold on to. Will Musk convince Trump to ease up before Tesla's stocks fall further than the 50% loss it's at now? Or will the Department of Government Efficiency just efficiency itself into oblivion? Stay tuned.
Well, folks, it looks like we might finally be rid of Elon Musk. It looks like a horrific earnings report has found him headed back to Tesla to deal with his company. A 71% drop in revenue. That's quite a drop. For some reason, the stock price went up. I think that was more related to Trump changing his mind and backing down on Chinese tariffs than it was about the Tesla earnings report. The Tesla earnings report was so horrible that Elon Musk literally was like, okay, I guess I have to leave the government and go back to my actual job before my company falls apart. He even made a statement where he was like, oh, it's not that bad, it's been worse. If somebody is telling you it's not that bad, it's been worse, it's really bad. So essentially Elon Musk thought he was going to come into the government and just slash $1 trillion and then be greeted as a hero, like a liberator from Iraq, you know, when we were going to be greeted as liberators in Iraq. But that didn't happen. He was universally hated. He got almost nothing done. He would fire people and then have to rehire them. He sent out the email that said, list 5 things that you do, and people mocked him for doing that. Nobody complied. He actually lied about billions and billions of dollars worth of savings. They actually didn't save almost anything. So DOGE was an abject failure. And now this drug-addicted moron can go back to Tesla. Tesla is the most overvalued stock in the history of the world, period. It produces a crappy car and no other product, and it never will. The Cybertruck was an abject failure. Elon Musk is garbage, and he is everything America doesn't want to be, and he's not even from here.
So Donald Trump just announced a massive series of exemptions to the tariffs, and the exemptions are good for the multi-billion-dollar companies that are paying Trump money. So Trump has announced that there are not going to be tariffs on high-tech electronics that are being imported from China. Well, the tariffs remain on textiles and coffee and fruit and vegetables. That makes no sense at all as economic policy. We want the high-tech jobs in the United States. So why on earth are we lifting the tariffs for the high-tech jobs and keeping the tariffs on for socks and underwear? The reason is the companies that make the high-tech products that profit off the cheap labor in China, they're giving money to Donald Trump. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, getting one of the biggest exemptions. He gave $1 million personally to Donald Trump for the inauguration. All these other companies have millions of dollars worth of high-priced lobbyists. So if you're a company that can donate money to Donald Trump, if you're a company that can afford the big lobbyists, you don't have tariffs applied to you anymore. But if you're an industry that doesn't have political power or isn't paying off Donald Trump, the tariffs still apply. More evidence that the tariffs have nothing to do with rebuilding American jobs. It's not trade policy. It's not economic policy. It's just a political tool to enrich Donald Trump's friends and screw the rest of us.
Uncertainty in the automotive and energy markets continues to increase. Tesla just had a 71% plunge in profits compared to this time last year. As rapidly evolving trade policy adversely impacts the global supply chain and cost structure of Tesla and our peers. Trump keeps imposing tariffs, then backpedaling, which makes it really difficult to plan for the future. For example, just after this letter was written, the Trump administration appeared to ease their tone on the tariffs on China. This dynamic, along with changing political sentiment, could have a meaningful impact on demand for our products in the near term. Elon Musk working with the White House has been so controversial that people are boycotting Tesla worldwide. As a result, Musk told shareholders yesterday that he would be spending less time on DOGE. We remain committed to expanding our business model to include delivering autonomous robots across multiple form factors and use cases. Basically, Tesla is interested in making robots and cars that look like they're from the movie I, Robot.
If the US truly wants to resolve issues through dialogue and negotiation, it should stop making threats and resorting to coercion, and engage with China on the basis of equality, mutual respect, and mutual benefit. Saying they want to reach an agreement with China while continuing to apply maximum pressure is not the right way to deal with China, and it will not work.
I love this for you. I love that your people are failing and that you're getting what you deserve. Real fucking nice. Did I cheer when he ripped healthcare from people? Sure. Did I literally LOL when he mocked disabled people? Yeah, sure. Everyone did. Was I fist bumping photos of immigrant children locked up in cages? Yeah. It's just so funny to think about, you know? Yes, he hurt people, but I thought I was safe because I was one of the ones helping him do it. What has this world come to?
Another fuck around and find out the hard way story. Come on down, Mr. Jeff Baker. You're up next. So it's this mega chef named Jeff Baker, who's part owner of 3 restaurants in the Washington, D.C. area, right? One called Michelle's, and, I don't know the other 2, but this motherfucker, Mr. Jeff Baker, wanted to take his racism, his Trumpism, to social media. So he's on social media, right, saying, Elon Musk, please come to my, my restaurant because I got good food, you know what I'm saying? It's a great place, which is nothing wrong with that. But then he goes on to say, I'm happy for what you're doing, and these people are losing their jobs. Thank you so much, man. Gut them all, gut them all. This is the fucking chef of a restaurant. Gut them all. This is the mega chef. Gut them all. So he's not knowing that the people that goes to his restaurants are the people he's saying Elon Musk need to fire. So, he go on that mega shit, you know what I'm saying? So he retweeting all kind of bullshit saying, Trump is smart, Elon Musk smart, J.D. Vance smart, down the line, but then when they get to like AOC is dumb, Kamala dumb. So this shit's starting to spread, right? This is a mega chef whose clients are mostly fucking Democrats in the D.C. area. So they see it, I guess the community see it, right? So now you send all these comments under his post, right? Like, man, we not going there no more, man. Oh, you a Trump supporter like that? We done. We ain't coming back. Hundreds and hundreds of comments under this motherfucker post. Now, he basically finna lose all his fucking customers because Mega is not eating at this shit, you know what I'm saying? So it got so bad where his sister, I guess, majority owner of the 3 restaurants, had to come out with a motherfucker statement saying he do not reflect our values, our views, you know what I'm saying? We don't know what he on, but please, y'all don't do this because we don't know what's going on. So they like, fuck that, no, he want to be on this mega shit. he wants to lose our jobs and our livelihood, we're gonna make sure, he lose everything. So the motherfucker tried to come back with a fucking apology about a page long. Now remind y'all, he was fucking going hard for Trump and Elon and telling them gut every fucking thing. Yes, gut everything. So he comes with this long ass apology. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I want the whole community to be welcome to my place and everything like that. But fuck that, Mr. Jeff Baker. You done already showed those people who you were. And now those people are so fucking mad at you, they finna boycott all 3 of your motherfucking restaurants. And now your sisters and them, the other owners, are mad at Mr. Jeff Baker because he took to social media to try to tear down people. And you deserve anything that y'all get. If y'all in that area, do not fuck with Mr. Jeff Baker and his restaurants, y'all. Don't even deal with him. He got hate in his heart. He got racism in his heart. And he don't like nobody in his community, the people that were supporting him. So he done fucked around and found out the hard way trying to be a staunch Trump supporter. And now this motherfucker finna lose his restaurant because the local people say they ain't fucking with him no more. So thank you, Mr. Jeff Baker. Thank you, Mr. Mega Chef. And now your ass finna lose your restaurants. And I hope they never go back to your motherfucking restaurant. You piece of shit.
We just have to accept the narrative. The narrative is like, the Saudis hit us on 9/11.
Saddam Hussein did this? No.
And so we went to war with Iraq.
The Iraqi army? No. Some guys from Iraq? No. That one lady who visited Iraq that one time?
They had weapons of mass destruction that were never found. And so we went to war with Afghanistan. And that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
No, Peter, Iraq had nothing to do with this. It was a bunch of Saudi Arabians, Lebanese, and Egyptians financed by a Saudi Arabian guy living in Afghanistan and sheltered by Pakistanis. So you're saying we need to invade Iran?
I feel sorry for the American citizen arrested by customs. He was just a lost 19-year-old boy. When an agent detained him, he carried no ID. Even after his parents provided a birth certificate and social security card, he was held for 10 days in an Arizona ICE facility. The same applies to the girl who fainted in the presidential office. Was Trump eager to help? Did he show concern? But there wasn't. He eventually left the meeting angrily, shocking everyone present. Does he truly have compassion? All sectors now question his leadership. Since the tariff war, U.S. building material suppliers admit 80% of local housing materials come from China. Materials once bought for $30,000 now cost 10 times more, forcing many citizens to halt home construction due to unaffordable costs. This leaves many homeless. This also gave the Trump administration the start of an expulsion order. Many people have begun to protest against the Trump administration, asking what benefits the tariff policy has brought to us and what pressure it has exerted on our quality of life to increase consumption, to our loss of our own houses. Now even the most basic living security has become a problem. So, where is the government?